and Gohar.
And we are uncut and on the record with your favorite bands. So today, we're sitting down with someone who I'm actually really excited to talk to. A lot of my friends and people who have been on this show have said great things about her. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into it. Can you tell us what's your name? We're going to do a couple of icebreakers like we always do. So what's your name? Where are you from? Any strange phobias you have? And if you were any color crayon, what would it be and why?
Okay, you might need to remind me of the questions.
That's okay. We have to remind
everyone. Thanks for having me. I'm Zealyn. What was the second question?
Where are you from?
Okay, I'm Zealyn. I'm originally from Boston. And, moved out to LA 5 years ago for music.
As we all do.
Did you say if I was a favorite color crayon?
I said almost. Any phobias, and if you were any color crayon, what would you be and why?
Oh, okay. Well, phobias. Gosh. Guys, this is so gross, but I'm terrified of throwing up and people throwing up. Like, it really freaks me out. If I'm around it, I need to leave the room, like, right away. That's, like, that's really gross.
Is it, like, sympathy? Like, now that we're talking about vomit, is it, like, sympathy vomit? Or like...
No, it's, like, terrified. Like, I hate it. If anyone even just mentions, like, I'm not feeling good, I'm like, I'm leaving the room. Like, I am so scared of it. That's a huge phobia of mine. And if I was a color crayon, right now, I think I'd be yellow because I'm incorporating a lot of color and light into
your brand.
My brand, yeah. Even though I'm wearing all black right now.
That's okay. The people can't see it, they'll never know.
You're preparing for the rain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to like pour rain
the next
couple of days.
Yep.
But yeah, I know your colors and on Instagram. Like, I'm a big fan of all
super
these.
vibrant.
But yeah, it's really vibrant and like a lot of like the color play is super fun to like look at. I was like going through some of these things and I was like, oh my gosh, like I just feel so like light and airy looking at this. I'm like, wow, I want this to be my closet.
That's good because if you looked at my Instagram 2 years ago, it was all black, like black and gray and like just really moody. And with this new wave of music, I just wanted to add color and light. And
there you go. I love it. I can't wait to see how it keeps on. I'm like a big, like, I love photography. I love seeing how people kind of take a brand idea and like market themselves and just like be themselves through like visual art as well as like, the music you create, but seeing how people incorporate that is always really fun. So I'm like such a big fan of like, I'll like go through someone's Instagram. I'm like, ooh, like colors here. I'm like, I see what you're doing. It's mysterious. I like it. Like, I love that stuff. So
same.
I'm excited to see
all artists that I love and am inspired by, I go to their Instagram, check out their branding, their photos and stuff. Because I mean, unfortunately, it makes a big difference in social media nowadays, and branding and everything. But it also is great, so...
It's just another form of expression. Like, if we want to stop calling it branding, we can always just call it expression. Creative expression. Like, that's what it is. It's just like a way of expressing how you're feeling in whatever moment of your life that you're in. So it's always fun to see what people do. Yeah. So I really love it. So... You two met.
Yeah, that's right.
Holiday party. Give me the details, because I don't know.
Okay, I'll start, if
you
don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
I went to the We Found New Music Grant Owens Presents Holiday Party back in 2018. Wow, feels like such a long time ago.
But it was like a month and a half ago.
But like, all I'm saying is this has been like a long January.
It has been. I think
very long.
Every year we say January lasts an eternity, and then the rest of the year zooms by.
Yeah,
this is the first year I think I've like fully felt that, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I mean, by the time this comes out, it'll be like first week of February, but like, still, like, it's been a long January.
It's been really long.
So I was there. I think there were maybe 1 or 2 people before you performed, and then you went up, and then I was there with my team, and we were just like. You can't see my expression, but it was, that emoji that's like,
yep.
That's like, like
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Me and Arp went up to you, and we introduced ourselves, and you were just phenomenal. And I remember you telling me, because I introduced myself, and then Arpina introduced herself, and you're like, whoa, your names are so unique.
Yep, they are. They really are. I've never heard them before.
And that was a fun experience, and I knew I wanted to get you on the show like then and there.
Thank you for that, because you guys are doing something really cool here.
Thanks.
I saw that you did Disco Shrine and Light, and just you're getting really cool artists on the show.
Disco
and
Shrine does say hello, by the way. I talked to her
Aw.
earlier, so she's like, hi! Shout out to Disco Shrine!
Aw. No, truly, I love what you
She's
guys
the
are
best.
doing. And talk about branding. I love your guys' branding and the 3 photos you posted each
dude.
artist.
Emma?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic
trying.
with
Yeah.
that aesthetic.
I'm
So,
trying.
No,
We'll get there.
I'm really glad we met at that show. I just remember when you guys came up to me, it was so just like welcoming, and we guys had such like warm hearts. Like, you know
I'm
what
so
I mean?
glad.
Yeah.
If,
So we
if
try
I
to
could,
be.
yeah, if I could put a smile on anyone's face, that's a win for me.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think my biggest thing is when I go to shows, like, I kind of, like, get a feel for, like, if the artist is someone who, like, wants to talk or doesn't want to talk. 'Cause, like,
Oh, yeah.
sometimes you can just tell, like, you know,
They
like,
don't
they're just
wanna
not
talk.
down
Yeah.
for it. But, like, if I can at least make someone, like, feel, like, not pressured. Because I know sometimes, like, observing people, like, go up to artists and act a certain way, I'm always just like, what's up? Like,
Mhm.
just kind of get
Yeah.
that, like, just warm. Because we're all people. I try to get down to that, like, people level. And
You know
just
what?
Be, like,
You're right. We are all people.
Shut
Yeah.
up. That was such-
No, I know what you mean though, because especially in LA, it's super hit or miss. Lots of
Exactly.
people have egos. Lots of people try to be too cool, or
Dude,
You
what
know,
the heck?
yeah.
I just, like, not too long ago, I saw a prompt that said, you can be successful and nice. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that's it. That's the key. You could be successful and
We
nice.
should just have a billboard on one of those in every block in LA. Just, you can be successful
they should.
and nice.
A lot of people need to be constantly reminded of it, for sure. But yeah, I feel super lucky whenever I'm at a show and all the other people playing are so nice. Like, because it doesn't happen often. Usually there's at least one person with an ego or whatever, but yeah, it's really cool when you meet the people in LA that are genuine and just
I
friendly.
feel like there's a lot there once you start, like,
Yes.
because you know how, like, there's, like, that whole 6 degrees of separation and, like, you know, everyone kind of has their own circle.
Uh-huh.
Once you find that kind of, like, one person who has that, you get introduced to their circle and their people, and then
Yeah.
you realize, like, a lot of these really, like, kind and very wonderful people all kind of, like, hang out together and flock around, you know, like, they're in their
So
own
true.
flock of people, and it's really cool because once you meet one, it kind of, like, domino effects. You start meeting
Exactly.
a ton of people, and I think that's really great because, like, we met Light, Disco Shrine, now you, so it's just like this fun domino effect
Yeah.
to see where it leads.
Absolutely, I agree.
That's cool. Well, we're super glad. I'm super glad you guys met, and I'm super glad you're here now.
Yeah, me too. Thanks.
Let's go ahead and kind of get a little bit of background about yourself.
Okay.
How was music a part of your childhood, and, like, how was it incorporated in you growing up and all of that?
So I fortunately have a super musical family. My dad sings and plays piano. That's where I started playing piano, was from him. My mom sings beautifully and plays guitar. I learned everything about singing from her.
Wow.
And then my brother picks up anything. Like, he plays piano, guitar, bass. He's mainly a drummer. He also sings so well. Like, he
Whoa.
plays everything. He's so
I feel
talented.
like your family has more talent than I have in my
No,
opinion.
that's what I think. I'm like, my family together. Oh, they're so awesome. But yeah, I grew up in Boston and just did music there, and a lot of my friends did music, so I just kind of grew up around it and always was inspired by what other people were doing. And when I was 19, I moved out here for music, and which is so young when I think about it.
know.
Like, it's like
Yeah.
kind of terrifying.
Did you move out here with your family or yourself?
No, it was me and my best friend.
Wow.
And when she was younger, she was 18.
Wow, good for you
Our
guys.
parents must have been like, what are you doing? But yeah, I'm so glad I did, though. It was, it takes a while to love LA, and I'm glad I did at a younger age.
Oh,
And
good.
then, yeah.
I have a follow-up question.
Yes.
You said you grew up in Boston.
Mhm.
What's the music community like there versus here in LA?
Well, I am not super experienced because I did move out here when I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the, I just did a lot of like music theater in high school and stuff, so I didn't really get to see a lot of the Boston scene. But my brother's in a band called Valley Heart, and
Hold
they,
on, writing this down.
yeah,
Take note, everyone.
Yeah, just exactly how it sounds, Valley Heart. But Yeah, so I kind of see what the Boston scene is like through them, and it's very different than LA. LA is super pop, electronic, R&B, like very...
Oh, okay.
And Boston, there's not as much...
I feel like there would be a lot more rock and roll there.
Yeah, a lot more rock and roll, and a lot of, I don't know if it's rap or R&B, but like, yeah, it's a lot of really underground stuff, where LA is very, you know, all the big people come out of LA, you know?
Which is kind of strange to me because there's a lot of places in LA, like the Viper Room, Whiskey a Go-Go, places like that are catered more toward rock and roll, because those clubs were extremely popular 60s, 70s, 80s when rock and roll started, you know, becoming a thing. And now they host a whole bunch of rock stuff. If you go in, for example, to the Whiskey Go-Go, it's like I think rock and roll threw up here because
Oh yeah.
And every once in a while they have pop sets and jazz sets and whatnot, because, you know, you have to have variety, but I feel like it doesn't fit the environment.
I mean, they're definitely, like, you're right, there's definitely still like a rock scene here. It's just different. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, what you said kind of like stuck out to me was the comparison that here there's a lot more like electronic and like synth, like, and pop, and like I never actually like considered that and thought about that, because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wait, like so much of these artists, like, they are here and they're based here, and I never even considered to think that, you know, the other side of the country wouldn't like connect with that as much. But now I'm like, you're right. Oh my gosh.
So to put it into perspective, planning a show out here, I can very quickly come up with, at least 8 people that I can picture playing on a bill with. Like, oh, these people are similar to me, similar sounds. Let's play a show together. Awesome.
Yeah.
But in Boston, it's really hard to find like an electronic pop artist out there, and I know that they exist, they're just harder to find. So the Boston music scene is definitely still great and awesome, and that there's a lot of music, but it's harder to find the electronic pop artists. And maybe I'm way off because I don't live there anymore, but that's what it seems like being over here.
There's a band, oh my gosh, I don't want to like get this wrong, let me look this up really quick. They are. Okay, there's a band who, rest in peace their soul, they don't exist anymore, they're all alive, but like they don't make music anymore. They're called Magic Man. I don't know if you're aware of them, but
no, I'm not.
They were from Boston, and they were definitely like an indie electronic type of situation. Like I could see them on like a bill with you kind of situation, and I was like, wait, I remember, and this is the one, like, it's the one that I can think of from Boston, whereas, like, here, like,
I can think of another.
You, Disco Track.
That's because I'm obsessed with it.
Who?
Oh, Boys Like Girls.
Oh, yeah, but, like,
they're from Boston?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
True, okay, fair enough. But
that's only because I'm obsessed with Martin Johnson.
Okay.
So
that is true.
pick that all.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh my gosh, this band called Magic Man, they were from there, and, like...
I've never heard of them.
They stopped making music, like...
I never
5
heard of
years
them
ago,
until Emma started.
I'm like obsessed with them, but they're not a thing anymore, and it hurts a little. But that's okay.
Isn't it crazy how much good music is out there that we've never heard of? It's kind of intimidating. As an artist, I'm constantly discovering like other artists that are like so good and aren't like big yet, and I'm like, gosh, there's so many people like that, like so many artists that are so talented, but might never make it. You know, it's like kind of sad.
Know, that's what I'm like. Yeah. For me, I've been such a big like proponent of finding all of the music that isn't necessarily on the radio and all that, just because it's not really my thing and it's a little overplayed for me. So I always went out of my way to find like the smaller stuff, so to speak, and like there's so much of it out there, and they're so good and they're so talented and they're so deserving, and I'm just like, how do I get more of the world to hear this? Because like it's all, like you said, like there's so much out there that like it's impossible to listen to all of it, but like I try. That's the best you can do is try.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's so cool that you were able to kind of grow up in a family surrounded by music and surrounded by that environment. Was there any particular like inspirations for you growing up in terms of like music genres, music types, any kind of like albums or anything that you would fall back on?
Yeah, I mean, the album that I would literally put on repeat and like sing in a hairbrush in front of the mirror as a kid, like was Paramore.
Oh, I mean, nice. Like, which one? Which album?
Well, Riot was the one that like I would like know every single thing to and sing along and like look in the mirror and that's what you get. Yeah, I would just oh my gosh.
Wow, I can picture it.
Oh yeah, I just was obsessed with Hayley Williams and Paramore, and I love this. I don't know if you've ever heard of Reliant K, but I grew up with Reliant
Hell
K.
Yes, we love Reliant K.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. Me speaking personally.
Yeah. Those are the bands I grew up on. Was like Reliant K, Paramore, Copeland.
Are you familiar with a band called Cartel?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Is it in the same kind of genre?
It's like pop punk.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I grew up in so the first band my brother was ever in was in a hardcore band. So I grew up in the hardcore scene.
Whoa.
Which kind of had that like I don't know. Yeah, so I grew up in a very different scene of music than I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Very different.
That's okay. You can say you've like experienced it all. Maybe like growing up with that is gonna let you hear certain things that other people wouldn't hear and stuff like that.
Totally,
So
yeah.
that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so down with that. So is it true? I was like trying to not dig up dirt, but like I was trying to like look into you and figure out more about your background. Is it true that you have hearing challenges anymore?
Oh, I mean, it's like
a little bit here and there, not really.
I mean, I like have always had, I think like 30 or 40% hearing loss in one of my ears, and yeah, I think it was kind of. I'm so used to it now that I feel like I don't have hearing loss.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I guess I do. Yeah. So I'm technically supposed to have like surgery on my ears or something, but I never have.
Wow.
And I feel comfortable with the way they are right now, and they don't bother me ever. So I'm
If
too
you're
scared to
comfortable,
like. Yeah, I don't want to ruin it or anything.
Does that like? I mean, does that
Affect
affect any of the ways in which you perform, anything like that, or?
I think that just because my ears have always been that way, that they don't now. Or
Okay.
I think maybe when I was like 17 or 18, it bothered me a little bit more.
I feel like
I'm so used to it.
Yeah, I feel like one of the challenges that you would have would be in creating music, but I think that's what you have mixers and masterers for.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
I definitely would never mix my own song. I know I would be terrible at it. So, yeah.
I feel like also listening to your own music for so long would just be like, you'd start to like pick out things that are like perfect, and you'd be like, but wait, it needs something. And
Oh, totally.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
We're our own worst critics sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, yeah. I'm very happy to pass a song off to someone else to mix it. And
there you go.
have like their take on it.
So speaking of your own music, you write your songs. Can you read and write music as well, or is it mainly you just kind of like obviously you can read music, but can you write your own music or?
Yeah, I didn't. My last EP, Limbic System, I wrote all that with the same two people, and a lot of the music I'm doing now was just written with me and other co-writers in Los Angeles, and I love writing my own music. You know, what's the point of releasing music if it's not your own story or voice or just your own concepts, you know? So, I love writing music.
Well, speaking of Limbic System, you released that in June 2016, correct?
Yes.
So that was your first EP?
Yep. Yeah, that was my first EP. Yeah.
Was that, so it quickly rose to top 40s on iTunes alternative chart. What was that like? Because
I just remember like thinking, I don't know, I was so excited to release that EP, and just the fact that like people listen, you know, it's just crazy to think that people listen to your music from all across the world. I don't really care where it ended up, but the fact that happened, just, I don't know, it's such a good feeling. It's such a good feeling.
So how old were you when that was released? Early 20s?
So that was almost 3 years ago now, and I was 21.
So were those songs written a little bit before then, or are they written around the time you were 21?
Those songs were only written like 6 months before they released.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was like a point in my life where I was like, I want to release music. Let's do it. And
Nice.
So I wrote and recorded all the songs in a month and a half.
wow.
Wow, that's intense.
And started releasing them like 2 months later. Yeah.
Wow, you were on top of it.
I wanted to so badly. I had been just going through the ringer with different things and trying to release music, and it didn't work, and not liking music that I released in the past, and so I took it all down, and I was like, I just want to start over. rebrand and refocus and create music that I really love. And so Limbic System was just like the perfect EP for that. It didn't focus on what anyone else thought my music should be. It was just what I wanted my music to be. And the producer, Aaron Marsh, helped it become something so special. And yeah, I'm really proud of the way it was.
That's awesome. I think it's such like a big thing to like, for an artist, I think it's so important to really look inward and figure out like what is it that I want to write about and what is it that I want to like present to the world. And I think it's so cool when an artist sees it and like does it and is like, this is like what I want to release regardless. This is how I feel about it. I'm proud of it. So like,
yeah,
I always love it when artists are just like, I had this urge and I did it.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, you know, I listen back to the EP now and I'm like, oh, I would have changed that now, or I would have done this now. But like, whatever.
That's just you growing as a person.
Totally.
That comes with growth as an artist as well. Like, I mean, you didn't know what you know now then, and, you know, maybe doing all of that then helped shape who you are now. So
totally. Yeah.
You can't.
I'm super proud of it as a first EP, but it makes me even more excited to release new music because I know, like you said, the growth that I've gone through the past 2.5-3 years, and it just makes me even more excited to release music.
What made you decide to do the reimagined version like a year after that with remixes? You had like some from like Sleeping Lion, a couple other ones.
Yeah.
Where did that idea come from? How did you get those people to collaborate on this? How did that process go down?
So literally like a month or two after Limbic System was all recorded and we were like already releasing songs, I was like, I had the idea right away. Like, I was like, I knew all along, I'm going to do a reimagined version of this. I'm going to reach out to people and see if they'll want to remix it.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I just like, I knew from the beginning, like, I really want to hear other people's takes on every single song. And so I just started digging like a lot for different producers, DJs, remixers, whatever. And I reached out to a bunch of people and a lot of them couldn't do it, you know, but a lot of all the ones that could were like the first people I reached out to anyways. They were the people that I really wanted.
Nice. That's so cool.
Yeah. And I truly like, gosh, there are some awesome remixes to the songs, and they're like the most played on Spotify too. Like, it's really cool how well accepted the remixes were.
What was that like, hearing other people's like take on your own music?
So cool, because all I did was send them my vocals, and they could do.
Oh wow!
They could do anything that they wanted, and I just like trusted them. That's why I picked people.
That's really completely reimagined. If they didn't hear your version of it, they can come up with one.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I just sent them the vocal stem, was like, here you go, do whatever you want with it, and wow, it was so cool.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, because you hear people remixing stuff all the time, but I've never actually gotten like the original artist perspective on what it's like to hear your own song remixed in a different way and reimagined in a different way. I think that's such a cool thing to call it, reimagined.
Yeah.
Like, that's so cool, because that's really what it is. It's like taking a vision that you have in your head and turning it into something, like materializing it. So
yeah, and then like a few months later, Lorde released her album Reimagined.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, she totally got that from me. I'm like,
wow,
come on.
I'm so on trend. It's great.
She has no idea who I am. But I thought it was really cool that she called it Reimagined. I was like, oh, that's...
You're like, this is cool. I'm doing something right. Yeah. That's really awesome. Cool. I definitely want to talk about, so we like to play one of your songs kind of around now.
Cool.
We were going to play Airline Wine.
Yeah.
You still want to do that one first?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So you had your most recent release was in November of last year, Airline Wine. This song is a bop in every sense of what the word bop is meant to mean. I was like listening to it in my car on the way over here, and I was just like, yes. This is the kind of music I want.
It's the kind of music that you agree to, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's definitely going in, like, all of my playlists now. Like, my car playlist, my workout playlist, all the playlists. I was just like, this is great. This is catchy.
Thanks.
This is really fun. This is such a fun concept as a song. So why don't you go ahead and tell us just story of the song, how it came to be, and then we'll give it a listen.
Sure, yeah. Last February of 2018, I went to Europe for a few shows, and on the flight over, you know how there's like those little bottles of wine?
Yeah.
Got like 2 or 3 and saved one of them, or 2 of them, and just like brought it to my Airbnb in London. So I had like these little bottles of wine, the plastic ones, you know. And a few days later, when the jet lag completely wore off and everything, I had a writing session, and I was like, what the heck do I write about today? I had no idea what to write about. And one of the friends that I was with, she was just like, you should write about this bottle of wine, like totally as a joke. And I'm like, oh, ha, ha, ha. She was like, call it airline wine. I was like, wait, that's like kind of catchy. I like that. I'm like, I might do that. And so I literally go into the session with these 2 guys, Dom and Sean. I was like, guys, I don't know what to write about today. All I have is the lyric airline wine. And they were like, cool, let's do it. Airline wine. Let's go for it. And it's so cool how it turned into this like beautiful love song of just getting to travel and getting to go see the world with the person that you love. Like they're right by their side. And, and it just turned into something really special to me. So all from a little plastic bottle of wine.
Shout out to the airlines.
Yay!
So we're going to go ahead and take a listen to that. I'm super excited for you all to hear it. This is Airline Wine.
I wanna get lost with you. It doesn't matter where we're going, or just read the signs. As long as it's somewhere new, 1,000 miles from anywhere, and I still look at you. We're passing through time with our airline wine, side by side. No need for small talk, or just recline.
you just listened to Airline Wine by Zealand.
Yay!
Yes. I love the album cover for that too. It's super fun. It's like a little model plane and like the tiny little thing of wine. I'm like, oh, this is cute. I like
it's
this.
freaking adorable. I absolutely love it.
You should have seen me searching Amazon for a little tiny plane and a little glass of wine.
I
Like,
feel like finding a plane would have been easy. Or was it just the
were you
particular
looking-
look you wanted?
Yeah, because when you search plane, a lot of them are like a little Southwest Airlines plane or a little United Airline. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
there's,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
there's
The
not
branded
many
ones.
of like the wooden ones or like, you know.
Oh my gosh, that just reminded me of the movie Catch Me If You Can. Have you guys seen that? Catch Me If You Can, the one with Leonardo DiCaprio and, oh my gosh, Tom Hanks. And so he plays like a real life criminal, and he forged a whole bunch of airline stuff. And so he had those model airplanes, and he would soak them in the tub, and he would get the logo from the airplane and put it on the checks and forge checks.
Oh.
That airplane
I
reminded
have
me of
seen
that.
that movie.
Wait,
yes.
that's so clever. Wow.
Yeah, what a criminal. And he was 19 at the time.
Wait, I think I know the movie we're talking about. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
you had to
No, love
you
it,
had
yeah.
to scourge Amazon for that
Yeah, oh,
and
yeah.
a teeny tiny bottle of wine.
I think it was actually like a sake glass or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever. Yeah. Just,
That was
it's
cool.
like-
It's cute. It's clever.
Thanks.
I really like it. It's a fun little
Thank you.
cover with to
Yeah.
match such a fun song. So I love it.
Good photo taken by Brent Campanelli. Woo-hoo.
Well,
Shout out.
Shout out.
Yes,
Yeah.
gotta credit where
right.
credit is
Yeah.
due. So you mentioned that Airline Wine was kind of the idea after you flew to London and all of that. So you actually did that tour in what, like 2 years ago now?
No, that was a year ago. In London, you mean?
Well, you did a tour,
Oh, yeah.
national tour, and then you did
Yes.
London. So national tour was what,
The
2 years
national
ago?
tour was, yeah.
2 years ago after your first EP, and then you did the one in London. How was that your first tour?
Yeah, actually, it was my first
How
like
was
full
tour?
US tour. Performing is my favorite part of being an artist. Like writing songs is cool, recording songs, you know, obviously that's a huge part of what I do, but I love performing. I think that there's no other feeling like the feeling of being on stage and captivating an audience and doing what I love, singing, you know, just there's nothing like it. So I take every opportunity to play shows and tour, and yeah, so that tour was awesome.
Do you have a favorite thing about touring? Like favorite thing about the touring environment? Just favorite thing to do while on tour?
Tour is really made up of who you're on the road with. Like it's gonna be a good tour if you have great people around you. And I'm super fortunate enough to have an awesome band and tour manager that come on the road. They are so funny, so like it's just a joy being with that group. So that makes tour awesome.
Yeah.
But the best part of tour is, gosh, just performing every night. It's the best, and meeting fans, meeting new people. You know, the only way to make new fans is meeting people, and so I just try to meet every single person at the show and talk to everyone, and
That's awesome.
it's so fun.
That's what it's all about. It's about, you know, giving, you know, a little piece of yourself, this music, to people and seeing their reactions to it, which is super, super fantastic. Was there any difference in, like, playing shows in the US versus the UK? Because I actually talked to someone the other day who was saying he was on tour in the UK, and he was like, it was so much different, because he was like, yeah, like, the earliest call time we had was 9, and the minutes to drive was, like, 40 here, just here around, like, it wasn't even that bad, and then you come to do a tour, like, in LA and, like, out here, and you're in the car for, like, hours, and call time's, like, 4 a.m., like, did you experience that difference at all? Was there any noticeable difference for you?
So the biggest difference for me was just how, like, I feel like in LA, if there's a show, people are like, oh yeah, but I've had such a busy day, I'm gonna stay home, or oh, you know, whatever. But there, everyone just goes to shows. They just love it. Like, it was so cool how everyone that I ran into, or anyone that I texted and I knew in London, they were all just like, oh yeah, we'll be there. Oh yeah, we'll be there. You know, and like, they all just come. When in LA, it's so different. You text people, they're like, oh, like, I don't know, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe we're just more busy and hustling in LA. No, they hustle in London too.
But I feel like their hustle's, like, more organized, if that makes sense. Like, we're hustling by sitting in traffic
Yeah.
for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And they're just like, all right, I missed the subway. The next one will the metro. The next one will be here in like 2 minutes. It's fine.
But like truly, I opened for this artist, and most of the people in the room had no idea who I were, and they were such a great crowd. Like I feel like they just love going to shows.
Nice.
No matter what. And so, yeah, it was a really cool crowd.
You should go to London and make some friends.
Yeah.
You know, I have been to London and I have family there, so I can technically go there if need be.
That's
yes.
nice.
But that's awesome that you got to go over there and experience that and perform, like, literally on a different part of the world and just do that.
Oh,
like, that had to have been
crazy.
was that
Yeah.
the first time you ever performed out of the country, or have you done that before?
I did a few shows in Southeast Asia before, and that was also crazy. Yeah, but those are the only, and Canada. So, but that doesn't really count, because that's like right there.
Count.
No, it doesn't count. But yeah, so Europe, a few parts of Southeast Asia, and Canada are the only other like places besides the U.S. I've played.
That's gotta be such a surreal feeling.
Oh my gosh. I mean, like I said earlier, just the fact that people listen to your music in any other country is just mind-blowing and so, I don't know, humbling. Yeah.
There you go. Did you have a special like memory or moment on either of these tours or playing any of these shows? Is there any particular instance that like sticks out as being super meaningful? Or even just a mess, like those are always great too.
Well, the whole U.S. tour that we did 2 years ago, half of the tour was with this band called Valise. They joined the tour for the back half. And the last show that we played with them was so memorable because we joined each other on stage. Like, we joined each other's sets. We knew all of each other's songs at that point. So we just, like, had so much fun. Honestly, like, I don't think we focused on the audience once. Like, we just had fun with each other on stage. And that show is so memorable. It was just like, when you're on the road with people you love, it's hard to leave them. It's hard to end. Like, post-tour depression is so real.
I was gonna say, like, does coming home from tour have a special feeling, or is it like, do you miss home while you're on tour? Do you miss tour while you're at home?
Wow.
Like, how is that?
I think you miss not living out of a suitcase. Like, I miss not living out of a suitcase. Like, I don't necessarily love bringing a suitcase in and out of, whatever. But gosh, yeah, when I get home, I just want to go right back out. Like, there's something so awesome about touring and meeting new people every day, but also being surrounded by your close friends, and it's really something. And so every time I've gotten home from a long tour, I'm just sad.
I was gonna say, that's gotta be such a low because you're riding on this like
huge
just this energy and like all of it.
Then,
you're just constantly on the move, going chaos. Then you come home and everything's quiet and you're like, oh, this is weird.
The first 2-3 days back are just like, oh, what do I do? And then eventually you're like, oh wait, no, I'm busy. Okay, let's keep going. Well,
because I mean, you hear like people talk about like post-concert depression as like a fan after one night that's amazing and it lasts for like a day or two, but like, I bet being an artist is like a whole other level.
I can't even imagine like the Taylor Swifts that go on a world tour for a year and a half and then come home. Like, that must just be weird. Like, I don't know, that's so strange to me.
I feel like
imagine.
when you come home from a tour, I feel like it would be the same feeling as the time in between Christmas and New Year's.
It's a weird, like, limbo.
Interesting. Okay, I see where you're going with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just feel like out of place. You don't know what to do with yourself. Yeah.
And then you figure it out after New Year's.
Yeah. Totally.
That's such a great analogy.
It really is.
Thank you. My brain worked for a little bit today.
Yes, that was perfect. It really is that feeling. It really is.
Man, because I mean, like, I've had, like, just like shows here and there where I'm like, oh my gosh, this show is amazing. I wish I could live in this moment forever. Yeah. Like, I can still think of shows like off the top of my head where I'm like, because I go to hundreds of shows. Like, that's not even me trying to like be like, I go to hundreds of shows. Like, it's just a fact. It's what I do. It's what I love to do. Mm-hmm. But there's still like those couple that you could count on your hand where you're like, if I could go back to that show, I would.
So like, curious, what's like your top two?
I'll give you my top 3.
Okay, top 3, yes.
So top 3 would have to be, I saw a band called Arizona at the Troubadour.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw them at the Troubadour.
They're from Phoenix, right? Phoenix band?
No.
Arizona?
Where are they from?
Oh,
Where
anyways,
is Arizona?
whatever. That's
anyway,
okay.
they're a band called Arizona. And I'm a big fan of the Troubadour. I really love the Troubadour, and just that show was just so great. I was like, I didn't know if I was going to be able to get in. I didn't have a ticket to the show, and I just showed up that night, and there just happened to be some tickets at the door, and I was just like singing with strangers next to me. Aww. I have this really funny video of, there's this one part where they like say like something like touch your face, and literally this is the stranger just like touching my face. But she and I were having so much fun.
That's awesome.
That one was fantastic. Magic Man, this band, they played at the Troubadour as well. And a band called Pride's opened for them. They're from Glasgow.
I like that they're all bands that aren't big. Like, I appreciate the fact that...
that's all I go to.
That's almost always the case.
That's really so cool. And I thought you were going to say, like, Coldplay and, you know, huge...
See, I will say, I have seen Coldplay. And Coldplay shows, I think, are... You can't really compare them to anything else just because they're so magical for me. Yeah. But, like, you know, when I think back to, like, shows that, like, I sought out, and it's like these, and I'm just like... And then...
That's awesome.
Obviously.
Oh, I know which one you're talking
you know
about.
where this one's going.
Yes.
I saw a band called The Coloring back in May, and a band called Nightly, or a musician called Nightly opened for them, and then a band called Moon Tower opened for them, and like that show has like
just everyone was amazing.
Everyone was amazing. Like the amount of anticipation.
And we were at the same show.
We were at the same show.
We didn't know each other.
We've been going to the same shows for like 4 years and didn't know until
you guys
like,
are
July.
showgoers. I want to go to more shows.
Oh my gosh, come to shows with us.
You know what? We have a calendar now on our website, and we're going to be putting up all the shows.
So cool.
If you're not doing anything tomorrow night, I'm going to the Satellite to see...
By the way, do you have a ticket for that? Because I didn't buy mine yet.
Do it. A band called... a couple of people.
Tim
Atlas, Pink Skies, and Boy Willows.
Oh, amazing.
You should go.
You should look around. There's a lot of really great shows. But sorry, I went on a little tangent.
No,
you told me about my favorite 3, and I got really excited. And
that's great.
But...
The number one for me would still be the 1975, but back when they had their second album, and I wouldn't call the Greek Theater that big of a venue, but it's much larger than all other venues I go to.
Oh yeah.
So that's my definite number one.
Yeah.
I'd
love to see them live.
Picking seconds or thirds, I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Do you have a favorite artist that you've seen, or a favorite show that you've just really loved?
I was never a huge concert goer which is really sad. I wish I went to more, but of course I've seen Paramore, and that was kind of just like one of those, you know, world coming together moments, because I grew up listening to them and finally got to see them live, and I was just like so
like everything
happy.
Fell into place.
My insides were like beaming of joy. So that was obviously like super special for me. I mean, I think it's really cool how many artists you see in LA before they get big. Especially, like, I've seen Gallant, Billie Eilish, and Dua Lipa all perform at School Night.
Nice.
And, like, all, like, probably, like, 6 months before they got big.
Nice. Because, you know, Billie Eilish is, like, this powerhouse now.
Yeah.
Like, she just announced her album today, and, like, everyone's, like, freaking out, and I'm like, good for her.
Oh, she's done it right.
Yeah.
Like, her branding, is just, it's so spot on. Like, everyone is so captivated by everything that she does.
She's having the time of her life, too, which is, when I look at an artist and they're just, like, enjoying life, enjoying the stage, enjoying the music that they're writing and performing, man, what a life they're living. I'm just so happy for them. It just makes me want to cry, you know?
Yeah. I think it's just so wild that I saw them play at School Night a few years ago, and like people were just starting to know who they were. I was like, wow, and seeing them quickly blow up.
Well,
I was like,
speaking of School Night,
we're just
segue into it.
Yes,
you're gonna be playing School Night. When is that happening?
That is February 18th. It is also my birthday show. My birthday.
Oh my god!
Yes,
when's your birthday?
My birthday is the 17th.
Oh my gosh!
So
I love it.
It is going to be a birthday bash, fun show. I'm gonna tell all my friends to come, and be playing some new songs that won't release for a while. So it'll be fun.
See, well now you'll be just like Billie Eilish. You're gonna play it.
Oh girl, I hope so.
Play the School Night, and then you're gonna blow up 6 months later, and I'll be like, remember when?
Yes.
This is great.
Good times, good times.
Good times.
I'll come back on your podcast when you guys have blown up and become like one of the top podcasts.
Okay,
music podcasts.
but
come on.
I mean,
come on, girl. It'll happen.
We're trying our best out here.
Yes.
We're doing it. We're doing it. But that'll be really exciting.
Yeah,
So that's Monday, school night, Los Angeles.
School night was my first show ever in LA.
Really?
Was it really?
I want to say June of 2016, right around the time Limbic System released.
Okay.
And so just the fact that, like, you know, the next EP is coming. Oops, I wasn't supposed to say that yet. But yeah, the next EP is coming and, like, playing again. Like, it feels like great timing. And school night's always a fun show.
Maybe it's just meant to be. It's just
Yeah.
the universe working itself out and just being like, this is her time.
Yeah.
She's going for it.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you do to prepare for a show? I mean, is there, I guess,
For sure.
pre-show rituals, anything
Yeah,
like
that's what I was
that?
gonna
Like,
say.
Oh, yeah.
or even like the weeks leading up to it, like, is there anything special you do?
Of
How do you
course, there's
prepare?
rehearsals, obviously. And especially now with new songs, like playing new songs, like really figuring them out and dialing them in and making sure I sing them right so I don't sound ridiculous, you know, the first time I sing them live.
I love that.
But no, like pre-show rituals, not really. I just, some people like don't eat before they play because whatever. I like have to eat before I play, else I will like be starving. Anyways, so yeah, I really don't need to do anything like specific. I just rehearse and try to
Go into it with confidence.
Yeah.
Know you got it down.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect.
Mhm.
That's awesome. That'll
Yeah.
be super fun.
It will
Really,
be.
really excited for all of that.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, speaking of like playing live, I know that so this will be your first show of 2019, correct?
Yes. Yep.
So 2018, tail end of it, you did your single release show.
Mm-hmm.
And you did that at the Bootleg, correct?
Yeah.
There's also a couple of like live videos accompanying that, and I was watching some of these, and like, so first of all, you have that song On a Hillside Looking Up.
Yep.
That is one of your favorites to play, correct? Live?
Yes. Yeah.
I want to know a little bit about that song. Like, what does this song mean to you, and why is it so special for you to play it live?
There is just a certain feeling of freedom whenever I play that song. I don't know how to explain it, but you know, some of my songs are very verse chorus, like, which is fine. I love it. Like, I absolutely love structure and like having fun with a song. But Hillside, like, when I perform that song, we extend it so long. We just jam and have so much fun and just get lost in the music.
That's
and
awesome.
like feel it so. Plus, it's the last song, so I don't need to worry about losing my voice or whatever. So I just like sing and go for it and get completely lost in it, and it's so fun to perform live. Yeah, but all the songs they're all fun. Yeah.
So we're definitely going to talk about your next song, Enjoy Your Holiday. Or the song that we're going to play next for everyone.
Gotcha.
But a little bit about that, like in regards to the live show and the Bootleg, you played like a stripped down version of that a little bit. So are your live shows, like, are they a little more stripped down, different than listening to you in the car kind of situation, or how do you approach a live show?
Live shows are very much like the recording, but even more like our drummer like goes for it and he has a lot of fun.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
We love drummers.
I
love drummers.
We love drummers.
Now that you know that my biggest influence was Paramore, like, come on, like, she has so much fun on stage. She just goes for it, and like they just, you know. So knowing that influence, you can tell how that has influenced, you know, my music. I just love to have fun and go for it live. But I will also still be releasing some stripped down versions, 2 songs, like a stripped down version of
You're
Airline.
like release them?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fantastic.
On YouTube. Not yet.
I mean,
so,
same difference.
Yeah. So a stripped down version of Airline Wine is coming. I've done the stripped down version of Enjoy Your Holiday. Yeah, so I like just guitar and a voice or piano and a voice and letting people know. Like,
I love that.
Yeah. Like, hey, here's this pop song, but look, I can actually sing it, you know?
I love that you've done, like, you know, your version of a song. You've done these stripped down versions, but then you've also done these, like, remixed versions.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see, like, how dynamic and, like, versatile these songs can be and how you can, like, have different interpretations of them. So I find that very cool, and I love that you're doing that. I think that's so awesome.
Thanks, it's fun.
So I think let's go ahead and listen to that song. That was Enjoy Your Holiday, which came out September of last year. What's the story behind that one?
This was the first song that was written for this next wave of songs that I'm releasing. It was really just one of those... Some songs you like have this whole story and thing and like go into it, and this one just wrote itself. Like I truly like we were just like you do like melody passes where you sing a melody and you sing gibberish. So it's like like you know like you.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. So I like come up with melodies singing gibberish.
Okay.
And literally this song, I listened to my gibberish and I was like, hey, it kind of sounds like I'm saying I know that I can make you unwind. And we're like, should we just say that? Let's just say it. Let's just go for it. See if it comes up with anything.
I love that.
And so, this song like wrote itself. It kind of like, we just listened to what came naturally and it turned into a really beautiful kind of sexy love song. And it's
great. It's super great. All right.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and listen to it. This is Enjoy Your Holiday.
Take it back off your mind. I know that we can make it alright. Take it back off your mind. Take it back off your mind. We can't forget it just for the night. Take it back off your mind. Tell me what you're waiting for. What you're waiting for. Come fade away. Come holiday. Tell me what you're waiting for. What you're waiting for. Come fade away. Come holiday. I know that I can make you unwind. Unwind. I know that I can make you unwind. Unwind. I know that I can make you unwind. Unwind. I know that I can make you unwind. No. Tell me what you're waiting for. What you're waiting for. Come fade away. Come holiday. Tell me what you're waiting for. What you're waiting for. Come fade away. Come holiday. So come holiday. I know that I can make you unwind. Unwind. I know that I can make you unwind. Unwind. I know that I can make you unwind. Unwind. I know that I can make you unwind. No, I can free your mind. Just give it time. I'll be you and I can free your mind. Just give it time. I'll be you and I. Take it back off your mind. Take it back off your mind. Take it back off your mind. We can forget it just for the night. Take it back off your mind. Tell me what you're waiting for. What you're waiting for. Come fade away. Come holiday. So come holiday. What you're waiting for. What you're waiting for. Come fade away. Come holiday. Tell me what you're waiting for. What you're waiting for. Come fade away. Come holiday. Tell me what you're waiting for. What you're waiting for. Come fade away. Come holiday.
You just listened to Enjoy Your Holiday by Zealyn. I'm going to go into, real quick, how you came up with your stage name.
Yeah.
Oh, great question. It has no meaning.
That's okay.
I
It
wish-
doesn't have to.
You know, I've told people like, oh, I wish it was my great grandmother's middle name, and you know, whatever.
That'd be
I
a
don't
cool
know.
middle name.
Yeah. You know, it just felt right. Like it feels like my name. It feels comfortable. It feels.
You look like a Zealyn, so.
Thanks. I think I really have grown on it. I think I've embodied it. It's more natural to introduce myself as Zealyn, and yeah. So.
Is it
Good
kind of
question.
like, did it like start out as like a stage presence, like alter
started
ego
out-
type situation where it was
Yes.
like, I need to embody this, and then
And,
now it's
yeah.
become part of who you are?
When you think of most mainstream artists, they all have some sort of persona, some sort of stage name. And at first it was super weird. At first it was really weird. But now I think it's become like I said, it's become like my name. It feels super
natural.
natural.
Yeah.
and,
That's how you know you picked it right and you did
Yeah.
it right. If it's feeling natural, that's something I think that, I mean, just talking to you this whole time is like everything seems to be working itself out in a way that feels natural for you. So I think that's so cool that you're listening to that and being able to be like, yes, like this feels natural, this feels right, and you're listening to that. And I think that's so cool of you
Thank you.
to just really stay true to that.
It took a long time. I mean, like, I released music for 3 or 4 years before I started this project, and it just always felt rushed or not right or something. And so with this, I really wanted to like make sure that it was what I wanted.
Yeah.
And so that means a lot that you said that.
I mean, I said it off the air, and I'll just say it on the record, was that, like, you had this, like, cool confidence to you that was just very confident in what you were doing and confident in what you're putting out musically, creatively, so I think that's really great to have, and I hope you, like, really stick to it. And it's not, like, an in-your-face confidence either, it's just, like, a comfortable
Thank you.
confidence, and so really
I like
love
that phrase, comfortable confidence.
Comfortable
Oh,
confidence.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I just really love doing
Trademark
music, and I really hope to be able to do it for years.
Yeah.
And so,
You know, I
yeah.
get the feeling that 2019 is your year. I don't know
Thank
why. I
you.
just feel that way. I'm just like, this is your year. This is
Aw,
you're gonna
thanks.
crush it. So, super exciting.
Aw.
I guess speaking of plans coming up this year, you've got a new single coming out.
Yes, yeah, February 22nd.
Okay.
So shortly after the school night show on the 18th.
If we go to the school night show, will we hear this new single?
So you will hear a different new song, but you will
Oh,
not
okay.
hear this single
Oh.
because this will be the first ballad I've released in like forever.
Oh,
So this will be a
interesting.
very, very stripped down me and piano kind of song. It's called
Okay.
Faster Now. And so because school night is more like
More
everyone's
outgoing and
it's really
fun, and
upbeat.
let's
and-
do it.
so I won't be doing it there, which kind of makes it even more special. Like, but
Yeah.
I've been playing this song. I actually wrote and recorded Faster Now 2.5 years. It was supposed to be on Limbic System, my first
okay.
EP.
Uh-huh.
So it has been ready to release for 2.5 years now.
Wow.
And I really just wanted to wait for the right moment to release it, and that moment is now, and I can't wait. But I've been playing this song live all this
Oh,
time.
wow, okay.
So a lot of people, like on the whole tour and everything,
Already
have
know
heard this
it.
song. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. So, but they've never heard the recorded version. All they've heard is the live version. So it's a little different. It's got some more production, a whole string section and whatnot.
Whoa, I
So,
love string section.
What kind of strings? Can I ask that question?
violin and cello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I haven't released a ballad like this in so long. So, yeah, it'll be cool.
That's so exciting. I
Yeah.
can't wait. And it's called
Faster Now.
Faster Now.
Yeah.
That's going to be super fun.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I'm really looking forward to that. When it comes
Yeah.
out, I'll just be like, oh my gosh, we listened. It's great. Oh.
Yeah. Aw.
So, is there any new music coming out?
Yeah, so the
as
new
well,
song that I
besides?
will be playing at the show is on the next EP.
Okay.
I think the EP will be like 6 songs.
Nice.
And yeah, it releases in May, so more music to come. And
Is this new EP going to be different from the first EP in any way? Similar? What's the comparison there?
I think you can already kind of tell with Airline Wine and Enjoy Your Holiday that the music has changed. It's happier, it's not as moody, there's kind of a shift in the emotion. I think that when I was writing Airline Wine, I was kind of in this place of discovering and kind of just, yeah, I didn't really know who I was yet. And I think that this next EP is more is more confident and is more happy, and I think I'm just in a better place in life and know who I am more, and
I love it.
And thanks. Yeah, so I think that the music will reflect that. I think it will sound different. The 2 singles already do sound pretty different.
They do.
And
In a good way, though.
Thanks.
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
Growth.
we were talking about earlier, we were talking about growth, so it's cool to actually, like, see it happening for someone and just really embodying
it's cool
that.
for me too, just to see where my music, like how it's changed, and realizing what steps were taken for it to change that way. And I don't know, it's been cool to.
That's got to be a fun like internal reflection as well, because
Yes.
I mean, we don't know everything that anyone has gone through, so just like you reflecting like internally on it, that's got to be like a pretty cool moment for yourself, and
Absolutely.
pretty like proud of yourself to be like, I'm doing it, I've been doing it, and now I'm learning and growing. So
yeah, and it will continue to be my next EP or album or whatever. I'll probably be talking about this EP, like, oh no, that's
remember that one time?
yeah, you know. So I hope to constantly be growing and writing better music and releasing better stuff. So this is just the beginning, you know.
That's fantastic. I love it. I guess one last thing I would like to ask you. Don't know why I wanted to ask you, but when we were coming up with these questions, I was like, I kind of wanted to ask this. If you could have your music kind of like evoke one feeling for like a listener, or have someone feel a certain way, like what do you think that feeling would be? Like if I were to listen to you for the first time, like what would you hope that I would walk away?
Yeah, I actually know exactly what I would say, because I think that I've been purposefully trying to make sure that my songs have this like feeling to it. Like I think that when you listen to Enjoy Your Holiday and Airline Wine and other songs that are going to release, that's all like this really like calming, like peaceful production to it. And I love that. I really love songs that make me feel really at peace. And yeah, so those are both the 2 songs that people listened to, are both kind of peaceful, happy love songs, like 2 people on a journey. And there'll be other songs on this EP that are kind of not so much my love journey, but more like my journey of moving to LA and my love-hate relationship with the music scene out here. But it's a lot of like this just being okay with where I am and at peace. So I think peacefulness or calmness or whatever would be the word I would choose.
I like that. I like that, being okay with it and just being like
at peace.
Yeah. I'm doing this motion and no one can see me.
Yeah.
It's a flat line.
Yes.
They can see us, but I think that's really great, and I think you're doing a great job of it. And I think just hearing you say that just kind of, to me, makes sense of like who you are as a person now. Just like sitting here with you kind of had this like, as we said, like calm confidence, this like peacefulness to you, this like okay-ness, like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's really great that you're. I don't know if, you know, you're doing that because, like, the music happened first or you happened first or whatever way it happened, but I really love it, and it's really great.
Yeah, I know that life won't always, I know that, you know, we have our ups and downs and whatnot, but I think that 2018 I was a lot happier than I have been in the past. And so I think that the music reflects that, and I want people to feel that.
And I think, I mean, we've been saying, like, at least with my circle of friends and people, like, for us, like, again, January has been forever, but, like, this year, like, has already given us this kind of, like, vibe and this energy of, like, kind of, like, personal, like, self-preservation in the sense, like, we're all trying to find our happiness, our peace. So I think it's kind of cool that you're releasing this music now in this year when, like, I feel like this year is being associated with a lot of that, and I think that's a good thing.
I think a lot of good things will come this year, and hopefully a lot of great things will happen in your guys' life. I just hope and pray that all your dreams will start coming true this year.
Thank you.
Same to you as well. I really do mean it. I feel like 2019 is your year. I just get that feeling.
Thank you.
You know, so you're gonna
I'll take
absolutely
it.
rock
I hope it is too.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us. We will definitely see you February 18th at school night.
Awesome.
We'll look out for that single on the 22nd and the EP coming up in a couple of months.
So excited.
Super exciting. Thank you so much for sitting down with us. this.
Happy to.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is Unmastered, and we'll chat with you next week.